So we did get Slurpee stuff. Update from yesterday.
Good. I'm glad. I had a feeling people who listen to this podcast go to the convenience store often.
Yeah.
We have the listeners who identify as gas station people.
Hell yeah.
Last I checked.
Oh yeah. We got the finger on the pulse. This first thing is just information, not a story. Paulo Nelson, our good friend, working hard, defeating fascism as a hardworking member of the goddamn United States Postal Service, and shout out to you, Paulo. He says there's no 7-Eleven here in Minnesota. It's mostly Speedway or Holiday or Casey's if you're out in the country.
Oh, Casey's is pretty good. That's
What's
a top tier. It's a top tier convenience store.
I don't know that one. A Speedway.
What separates it?
It's just you walk into a Casey's and it feels like, I don't know, at least every Casey's I've been in, every single employee is like an 80-year-old man, and it feels like they built it from the ground up.
So what you're saying is that it's very easy to rob.
Yes, it's very easy to steal stuff from.
You could just push them over.
Just walk out with stuff. They're not going to stop you. Casey's is like a fucking shoplifter's gold mine.
Do they offer items that other places don't, or is it just bigger?
Very crucial
or
question.
Clean or fancier?
Well, it's because it's one of the only convenience.
Because I'm going to
stores
be
we have
honest
near
with
me.
you, a lot of convenience stores have old employees. It's a sad reality of America.
Yeah, it's that you can't just retire and
But
be happy
usually
with
they
your
own
family.
it.
Yeah. But yeah, so Casey's just old guys, and that's kind of their thing.
Everyone I've been in, I don't know if
I never heard of it
The
until
rule is
today.
the exception. We had a lot of them in Missouri. There's a lot of Hump
Okay.
Brothers Pizza
Oh, so this is like
associated
Midwest
with Casey's. Yes, yeah, a lot of
situation.
Midwest.
Yeah, Speedway. I seem to remember us we had. I think we had Speedway down south, but we definitely had something called Raceway.
I remember that.
We
I
had
think I remember-
Racetrack.
Yeah, I
Or
remember
was it-
Racetrack too.
Yeah, ours was.
Racetrack's
We
good.
had. There's Racetrack, there's Raceway, and there's Speedway. And Raceway in Auburn anyway had they had expired beer that you could just steal.
What?
my friend AG, I actually just spoke to AG last night. He's shout out to him listening in Brooklyn.
Still stealing.
Still stealing. No, he told us that basically, I think the deal was whenever the beer expired, they would take it out of the fridge and just stack it in the back. And there was like behind the beer cooler, there was just a door. And then you could just pick up this beer and like walk out through the back with it, and no one. And it was just incredibly easy to steal.
It
So.
used to be a lot easier to steal, I imagine.
Well-
just like 10, 15 years ago, I bet it was easier.
we're building to a crescendo that's going to end with some just some chef's kiss.
I'm all about it, dude.
But first, I'm going to get through these other ones because these are also great. So this is from our friend Jake at Comic Fanboy 616. He says, when I was 10, my dad took me and my two brothers around to 12 7-Elevens on free Slurpee day. The free Slurpee cup is 7.11 ounces. So each of us downed 85.32 ounces of ice and syrup on that day.
Good thing 7-Elevens have bathrooms, because I assume that would make you pee a lot.
They don't, though.
What are you talking
Yes,
about?
they do. That's where you go to take a dump on your way to
7-Eleven?
work. And
Yeah,
everywhere
dude.
outside L.A.
I just meant in L.A. Yeah, there's nary a bathroom in Los
Yeah.
Angeles, especially at 7-Eleven.
Dude, that's some great family bonding time.
That's hilarious,
Just going around,
dude.
just drinking
12
fucking Slurpee.
12 7-Elevens. My
After
God.
they would drink them, would the dad just be like, another round, kids?
I bet. I mean,
What
know.
city was this in? Did they say?
Let's see. I'd have to look at his Twitter to see where he's from.
Because most towns only have 12 7
Yeah, I was thinking that's a lot of. That's a
Did
pretty.
they
You
leave
probably
the county?
lived in a bigger town.
Yeah, for sure.
Big metropolitan area, or there's a 7-Elevens. If you have a car, you could hit 2 7-Elevens in like 3 minutes.
That
up
is
here.
true. That's true. I walked by the one on Sunset on Free Slurpee Day a year or two ago, and they had like a whole ass DJ and like balloons. Like they were
What?
making a whole thing of it.
Man, that's the fun one.
Yeah.
There was no Free Slurpee Day this year, I believe.
No, I think there was actually.
Was there?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, Fuck! I missed out again.
You missed out on 7.11 ounces.
No, I remember that. The cup's like super small.
Is.
Like
you
it's
get
like,
it and you're like, fuck this.
I saved 98 cents.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even a large one is like $1.50.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not that expensive.
They're very affordable.
And just to get you in there, and you go, peanuts. That sounds good.
Dude, it's
Want
genius.
something salty with my sweet snack.
Free Slurpee Day's genius, man. It's a great idea.
Well, you don't just get a Slurpee. You got cigarettes to smoke off the Slurpee, you know.
I had to delete the 7-Eleven app for my phone because I was getting such crazy good deals all the time.
Dude.
I was going there unnecessarily.
This is not 7-Eleven, but it is a sort of
That's
is
fine.
it the most famous gas station in America? We'll see. This is about the Tiger gas station in the middle of nowhere in Louisiana.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Do you know about that?
No, I don't.
There's a gas station that just has a big cage outside with a sad-looking tiger.
Well, did
A real life
Yeah,
tiger?
it did.
Yeah, well, you used to be. So
Yeah,
this is
now.
this is down in
Well, of course it did.
It lived for a long time.
yeah, this is down
Very
in
unhappily.
Yeah.
This is in Iberville Parish, Louisiana. So this is so the tiger's name was Tony because they're very creative down there. There's only one tiger I know, and that's Tony. Goddamn.
Dude, in 2 years we'll all be doing shows there.
In the tiger cage.
So so Ali Zay sent me this link. It's a short little article that I was going to read, and then I'll read her statement. But this is just funny. This is from September 24th, 2019. So this is from last year. The headline: Trespassing, testicles biting at Louisiana Tiger truck stop. And this is by Wendy Parker, writing for Landline. Iberville Parish Deputy Lewis Hamilton Jr. had the unfortunate job of reading this quote from an incident report to an interview from the Advocate. Quote, "The woman said I bit his balls to get him off of me. I bit his testicles to get him off of me." End quote. I would imagine it was not something that he ever dreamed he would be investigating, much less talking about it to the media. When this is the lead into a story, you should assume you're in the right spot for some extraordinary weirdness. What's important to know is that there isn't just a tiger. They have other attractions there. So she says, it's understandable that manager Pamela Bozier was pretty put out when somebody trespassed into Casper the camel's pen and bit him on the private parts. Casper is a fairly new installation. He's been at the truck stop since last summer. Described as a gentle giant, Casper is a dromedary male camel who is fully intact in the breeding sense. No word if that's still the case. After an unnamed woman trespassed into Casper's pen and ended up having to bite his testicles to get him off of her. So this article goes on to talk about basically two shitheads are parked next to the thing, and the guy, they had their dogs and they were letting their dogs run around, and the guy, to be funny, threw a doggy treat into the camel pen, and then the dog went in after it, and then he had to go in to
prank.
get, and then the lady had to go in to get the dog.
Hey, honey, watch this. I'm gonna fuck with the dog.
So, how, dude? I guess camels probably have big balls, but like,
Yeah,
she
I
might
imagine
not
so.
to bite it.
Yeah, well, it got on top of it. So apparently the
She
dog.
probably didn't have hands. She couldn't be throwing
Dude,
uppercuts.
this is why the meth epidemic is getting too out of control. That lady wouldn't be in the
She
camel
doesn't
cage if it
sound
weren't
like
for
a
meth.
These people don't sound like they're on meth. She sounds like a
Whoever
good
bought
mother.
the camera was on the camel is on meth.
Yeah. Hey, honey, it's only $600.
This woman would be a great mother. This guy would be a horrible father. So I don't think this relationship's going to work out.
The dog was deaf, by the way, and according to Deputy
Damn.
Hamilton,
See, this is a good woman. She adopted that dog
You know,
because
yeah,
it's deaf.
I take it back. I take back what I said about her.
says when the dog started interacting with the camel, the husband and wife went one step further, trespassing into the camel's pen to retrieve the dog. It's not described how the dog was interacting with Casper the camel, but the woman wound up somehow in the vicinity of the camel's rear end, and he sat on her.
Whoa.
Which that screams that woman was fucking with that camel.
So yeah, she didn't. Well, that also means she didn't like run up behind it and bite its fucking testicles.
Yeah, she was hanging out behind
she was
it.
trapped.
That's what I said. Yeah, she got sat on and she bit the camel's balls to
Oh,
get it.
see, that's what I'm
okay,
saying.
that
She
makes
didn't
sense.
run up
Oh,
behind
okay.
it and bite its
That's
balls.
why
She
I
was
was
doing it in
confused. That was
self-defense.
Yeah, anyway, that's the story. And our friend Alize says, I stopped to use the bathroom at this gas station about a week before this happened, and she's here to report that the women's bathroom has 2 stalls, one has no door, and the other one has a half door, but not at the bottom half, just the top half with the hinges on it.
Oh.
Well, yeah, you ladies trust each other.
Yeah, so you just walk
Saloon door situation.
Yeah, it's like a saloon door, but it's like just the top half. So
It's like a cartoon.
yeah.
You said that you close it and just your privates to show it.
yeah, exactly. No, it's fucking great.
I was going to ask about the quality of the bathroom, so I'm glad she threw that info in there.
Yeah.
Well, like you spend all that money on tigers and camel food. You probably don't have a lot of resources to.
You gotta skimp somewhere. Well, that was a great story. I'm sorry you are not eligible for the prize because we said personal stories.
Well, she's
I know.
She's reporting about the bathroom situation.
That's a pretty personal story. Like, who the fuck
true.
knows what could have happened?
And we did clarify that it could be something that was a bummer about the gas station.
Just using the...
just having your genitals exposed and your face covered. It's kind of a bummer. You know?
Some people like it.
I think it's, I think
Not most.
Some people probably go to gas stations for that specifically, from what I've heard.
Those bathrooms where the bottom, it's just like the bottom half are hilarious. That's such a fucking...
I've never seen that.
Oh man, go to Zuma Beach. All the bathrooms there are just like these low walls. So if you walk in, you'll just see a guy just
you can see like the
behind
top
a
of
wall.
heads. Yeah, I've seen that.
Not the top of heads, the whole head.
Oh, okay.
Just like you just walk in, it's like, hi,
You
howdy,
can watch
neighbor.
their facial expressions as it goes down.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
And then this is the last one, and this one is for me. This is so far the winner. No offense to Jake and Allie.
I don't know. I like the Slurpee King
Slurpee
guy.
thing is...
Well, this one is related. So this is Trevor from writes to us on Facebook, facebook.com/thegoodspot, and Trevor comes to us from the same place as POD from the Big Ass D.
Oh, shit.
San Diego.
The LaSalle, baby.
LaSalle. Here comes the boys from the LaSalle. So Trevor says, when I was a shitty little youngster, me and my buddies would get all baked, skate to 7-Eleven, fill a Slurpee cup full of munchies, and then top it off with the Slurpee and get away with about $10 worth of junk food for 2.
I've heard about this trip.
I've never heard about this.
He says, this is why Slurpee cups are clear now. So he says, a big gulp could hold a pint of Ben & Jerry's, a bag of Funyuns with the air carefully squeezed out, and a bag or 2 of gummy worms, or a tall boy and a pack of smokes back when they weren't stashed behind the counter. Yeah, I'm that old. Strategizing what you could fit in there was half the fun. It was like Tetris with higher stakes. Sticky, but delicious.
Yeah.
Fucking
Hats off to that guy. That's some fucking
shit.
Ocean's 11.
My friend said he was like ripping open boxes of condoms, doing all this shit. Doing all the fun shit that you do when you're stealing from 7-Eleven.
That fucking rules.
You know, I like to take the condoms and open them and then fill them
With the Slurpee.
Yeah, drink it. You can squish it like a Go-Gurt into your
It's
mouth.
not against the rule. You charge for the cup, not for the Slurpee.
Yeah, it's like a weird water balloon full of green ice.
Throw it at your friends.
We love it.
You know, speaking of friends, I just did my first social distance outdoor hangout.
Oh yeah, where
Yeah. The park across the street where all the kids go to smoke weed. Yeah. Went over there and smoked weed with my friend who's not a teenager. I'll have you know.
Wait, the guy with the head tattoos? He wasn't a teenager?
No, was not.
Oh, I bet. Is that the guy we went to Indian food with?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that guy was cool.
He couldn't have been a day past 17.
We talked about the Indian buffet too. Miss the great old days.
I miss it every day. Oh yeah, you didn't, Daniel. You didn't even get to experience the fucking Indian buffet around.
No, I'd never had Indian food till I moved here.
Whoa, man, dude.
I never met any in person till I moved here.
We got 2 extremely badass Indian restaurants like right across the street from each other over there in Silver Lake. Yeah, shout out Agra Cafe, India's restaurant.
I gotta hit that up.
India's restaurant's the one with the buffet though.
Because I dug the shit out of it. Like whenever I had it, like curry is good as fuck.
Pretty good.
Yeah, you have to cancel the plans for the rest of the day though. You just have to go lay down. It's fucking after that buffet. Even even Agra Cafe, they have They have like $8 lunch specials that are way too much food. Outstanding. So
Dude, that's why I love those types of places, like that Chinese place.
Waz Golden Hen.
oh,
yeah,
Waz Golden
dude,
Hen, yeah.
it was like $20 altogether, but like I still have a fucking half thing of chow mein, and I'm still digging through it. I might get sick at this point.
Yeah,
but
it's getting borderline.
yeah.
Well, before
Have
we
you
get
been there yet, Rivers?
Waz Golden Hen,
Yeah.
we all
Okay.
went. Remember?
Oh yeah.
That place rocks.
That was I said that was like kind of the last day of the before times, at least the last like great day. We recorded that podcast here.
Mm-hmm.
And then me, you, Carter, Joe K, and Kevin Anderson went to Waz Golden Hen, and
Do not remember this at all.
we laughed so fucking. I don't think I've laughed that hard ever. It was just outstanding. Just a great golden memory, and that was February 22nd,
How the fuck do you know that?
because that's when the podcast was recorded.
Okay, well, it's crazy you know that here in August.
Well, no, I had to. I unlocked that Patreon episode, and when I did that in the intro, I wanted it to make clear to people that I wasn't just willy nilly hanging out with people outside my bio dome, and so I had to be like, we recorded this episode on February 22nd. You know,
I
so
did.
that's how I know.
I did feel weird about hanging out with somebody, but
Yeah.
also I didn't. It got to the point where after the initial like weirdness, it was just like, oh, this is my friend, and it's actually great to see somebody,
Dude,
and this is awesome. I'm glad I'm getting high in a park next to children who are playing.
Yeah, I want nothing more.
Dude, I hung out with Grant Lyon over at his place. It was his birthday recently, and what I've been doing is because I have a shitload of pickles. If it's
That's true.
people I like,
I've
if
seen 'em.
it's their birthday, I'll hit them up and be like, "Yo, do you like pickles?" And
Yeah, I
then
noticed that. I was gonna question it. There's a lot of pickles, man.
It's a stack.
A suspicious amount.
Yeah,
some
it's
might
like-
say.
Do you have some type of plan with these pickles? Is there a pickle plan?
No, I planted way too many cucumber plants, and
Oh, you made those pickles.
Yeah, I
Oh,
am.
okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. I thought you went out and bought.
No.
all the,
Ooh,
like,
that would
like-
be crazy. That'd be crazier than making.
yeah,
them.
no,
Yeah.
I can't say it. No, the cucumber plants have been extremely productive this year.
I was about to
so.
be like, dude, you might have had a manic episode. I don't know if you know this, but you go out and buy that many pickles?
Yeah. But yeah, I went. Grant has a
And
Grant
they're good.
Grant has like an outdoor space. So went out.
We love to make fun of Rivers over his pickles, but they're good.
You know, I
I can't deny the goodness of these
I
pickles.
I wish I liked pickles.
well, you give these a try. I mean, I'm a
He's not gonna like them.
You're chasing Amy me into liking pickles.
I'm gonna flip you. I'm gonna flip you. But yeah, so yeah, I went and hung out with so shout out to Grant Lyon, by the way, has a
Which one is that again?
He was like our last interview. We talked about board games with him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know.
Grant is a really funny comic. He's from LA, and he is actually doing, because he's a huge board game guy, has been reviewing board games and stuff on his Facebook, and those have been very funny. And we kind of talked about how it's great if you can kind of corner a market like that, because Grant is a really funny comic, and he's like, yeah, basically I'm the only person doing board game reviews who's funny.
Yeah.
Because everyone who does board game reviews is just like, I found the instructions to be a little bit unintelligible, and this game, like, they're just these boring.
Yeah.
So to have a guy who can, talk and is very funny, it's like, I think he's gonna do well. And he made his own game that's gonna be coming out.
Oh, for real?
It was supposed to come out right before the pandemic started, and now there is a what did
Pandemic's
he say?
a perfect time for a board game.
Well, no, but
you're not allowed to touch things.
No, but you know what? This is what happened. There is a shortage on card stock right now.
Oh.
So like,
What's it all being used for?
there was a kind of a hiccup in the market because all the factories had to close for a certain amount of time.
Yeah,
That
is
makes
true.
sense, yeah.
That is true.
So if you get one of these 7-Eleven cards, you have a valuable piece.
You don't even have to use it for a free bag of candy or a small
Yeah.
Slurpee.
Yeah.
You could use it for something else entirely.
In the end times, that might be worth something.
Yeah.
You could fold it up and put it under like a chair that's
Yeah.
uneven.
You can use it to chop up nose drugs.
Uh-huh.
You can do whatever you want.
But yeah, I was gonna say, as far as that goes, we'll let's keep taking submissions until Wednesday, until our first show of the week next week.
Okay.
So Wednesday we'll read everything we got, and then we'll decide who's got which two are getting cards. And I decided I'm gonna send them a T-shirt too.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. So
What
you're getting a
kind?
fucking-
What kind of T-shirt?
Fucking hours. What do you mean?
Where are those?
ProWrestlingTees.com. patreon.com/thegoods-pod.
Before you're like, I'm gonna send this Nirvana shirt I got a while back. It didn't really fit me right.
That's what I
Got some
figured.
dirty rags.
He's trying to give away a book yesterday.
No, I'm gonna send that. I got a signed Chris Jericho book, and I've also got
Signed by who?
Chris Jericho.
Okay.
Like I said, we're trying to get that one out of here before he goes full maga. But yeah, it is.
Let's see it.
Yeah,
That's pretty long for a Chris Jericho book.
yeah. This is his. I think this is his
How
third.
many pictures
I think
are
it's
in
his third or fourth book, actually.
Wow.
Did
he's
he
written
have a
bunch.
ghostwriter?
I don't think so. I think he writes his own shit, actually. Maybe.
Damn.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh no, take that back. Peter Thomas Fornatale.
He's more of a talker.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. You may have heard talk is Jericho.
He's not about getting stuff on paper,
Well,
but he's got ideas.
he's got a lot of books though. Goddamn. Yeah.
Dude, I wish I could talk. I could probably talk for that many
I
pages.
wish I could talk. I wish I could talk, guys.
By the way, speaking of hanging out with friends, this is from NPR. Los Angeles mayor shuts off power at Hollywood Hills house party.
Fuck
Hell
yes.
yeah. Sounds cool to me.
They should have just done that just to begin with, just to bring it
Yeah.
back down to our level.
Yeah, pandemic or no.
Why would you go to a house party when you could spend a coupon for one free small Slurpee? It's my kind of party.
They called this party a flagrant violation of COVID-19 health orders. The announcement comes 2 weeks after Eric Garcetti first warned that properties hosting unpermitted large gatherings could have their water and power shut off as a
Dude,
consequence.
that had to be like a really big ass party.
Did it happen
Like,
in the middle of the party?
I would assume so, yeah. Because the other one, the thing that kind of started this was there was another giant house party going on, and they had to like fly helicopters over it and shit. And somebody ended up getting shot at that one too.
Jesus
So
Christ.
it was just way out of
You
control.
know where somebody ended up getting shot? 4 blocks away from here last night.
Oh shit! Is
Yeah.
that
You know
from-
where else somebody ended up getting shot? 8 blocks away from here the night before.
Goddamn.
You know where else somebody
You
got
know where
shot?
somebody was making threats with a gun last night? Fucking 400 feet away, according to Citizen app. You know what happened an hour later? That guy got shot 3 blocks away.
I wonder if it was connected.
I don't know. Apparently 20 shots happened.
So he reloaded and just kept.
That's got to be 2 people.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
It
yeah,
might be 2 separate guns.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm figuring. You
Yeah, I was
can't-
gonna say,
most clips aren't that
Yeah,
big.
most clips are 10 or
Yeah.
11.
I didn't realize the gun industry in Los Angeles was so big. Like, there's
Yeah.
a surprising amount of gun stores. Because, like, you think California, you think it's, a super liberal place. But, like,
Guns are
in reality,
legal.
it's not.
Guns are, yeah, it's not. Guns are illegal. You just got to, go through a couple
Yeah.
extra steps here.
I went to a gun store with one of my pals because he wanted to get a gun, and I just wanted to see what a gun store looked like.
Uh-huh.
And
They're fun. They're
it
fun.
was, and no one was wearing a mask, and I was like,
Oh,
this
this was
isn't great.
recently?
This was like 2 months ago.
Okay.
Well, maybe less than that.
Which gun store?
God, it was in North Hollywood, and
It wasn't the Burbank one.
Gun World?
no, it wasn't Gun World. It was the
Okay.
other one. It'd be funny. You just knew all the guns. Like,
Well, there's Gun World, and then there's the one at
Gunland.
Gunland.
I think
yes.
maybe it was Gunland. Maybe.
that was a joke.
I was just gonna go along
There's
with it.
there's the Gun Before Christmas. There's It's a gun world.
It doesn't matter. But look, what happened in the gun store?
So I was at Gun First Blood, and
Yeah.
they they didn't have whatever my friend needed, and so we just he didn't
I need a gun that's gunnier.
I need a rocket propelled grenade launcher.
But we left. But as we were leaving, there was these dudes. And they were getting out of their car, and they went to us like, "Hey, that's a gun range in there, right?" And we are like, "No, it says gun store." Like, it was like not very big at all, like not big enough to be a gun range. And then the dudes just go, "Oh shit!" And then I saw a dude in the backseat of their car put an Uzi machine gun under a towel, and
Oh,
then they
hell
drove
yeah.
off
Yeah.
like they were gonna get to the gun range
Well,
and just start blasting an Uzi.
they're going to be disappointed because you can't bring your own gun to the range in LA. You have to rent the gun from the range
I
master.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's
What?
hilarious.
Since when?
Since always. Yeah, that's the deal, at least at the Los Angeles gun range or whatever, like the one downtown. You have to rent from them.
Oh, that place you do.
Yeah. I think it's a city ordinance though. Like maybe if you go to Burbank, it's different, but in LA,
It would
I'm pretty
make sense.
Yeah, you can't bring your own shit in there, which is so the opposite of Alabama, which is, as I've said before, the gun range in Tuskegee where we always go. It's in the middle of the woods, and you will always go there. There is no range master. It is just a pavilion in the woods.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't need a gun range. Just go outside.
There's a big dirt mound, and you set up your own fucking, targets and shit. When you go out there's always some guy who's like ex-military or, whatever, who has some shit that you shouldn't have, and they are delighted to let you shoot it.
How old were you when you shot a gun for the first time?
5, 6, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
real
right,
young.
Yeah. People
Go-
in the South and Midwest just start shooting guns like immediately.
Yeah, well, it's because I think adults think it's hilarious to watch a kid shoot a shotgun and hurt their shoulder.
It hurts so fucking bad.
My God, yeah.
I think also just guns are so glorified down south. Kids want to shoot the guns. It's not like the parents are forcing it on them at all.
Well,
I remember wanting to shoot a gun so fucking bad.
Oh, no, yeah, I was totally on board. I asked for a gun. I wanted one for my 9th birthday. I was like, I could shoot squirrels with it.
Yeah, man.
I can shoot stuff. Come on, Mom.
What's cooler than that? Yeah, I was trying to explain it because I don't know, Daniel, if you know, I in the before times I worked as a tour guide.
Okay.
I worked as a private tour guide, so I drive people around LA and shit. And anyway, we used to have lots of Australians, and I would tell them I'm from Alabama, and it would always be this like very hesitant thing. And I guess the Brits did it too, but the Australians were really interested in it, and they would just be like, why does everyone have a gun? And I was like trying to explain it. I'm like, it's not a logical issue for most Americans, the gun thing. It is an emotional issue because a lot of people's parents, that is the love they gave them. Most gun nuts, their dads, they weren't there to, really guide them through life, but God damn it, they taught them how to load, clean, and shoot a fucking gun.
Yeah.
So when somebody is like, oh yeah, maybe we should be a little safer about guns, it's like, you're telling me my dad's love was wrong?
Exactly.
And it's like, no, man, that's not what we're saying, but you can't talk a person like that down from that perch. So
we really should restrict guns. I should have talked to him more before he passed.
That's literally what it is, dude. That's what it is. So I don't know. So I would always tell him, like, it's really not a gun problem. It's a parenting problem that we've got. It's the fucking...
This week on Dr. Phil.
It's a dialogue that only exists with hunting and football.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And those are the only time you can hug is the national championship or after you get a good buck.
And that's why all those same exact people were so pissed about Colin Kaepernick. It's just like, you're fucking with my daddy's love. My daddy loved the flag.
My dad loves racism.
Yeah, man.
My dad said you weren't allowed to.
By the way, that big party, it was a surprise TikTok kid's house.
Jesus.
It's Bryce Hall, a TikTok personality.
Fucking
Damn it, Bryce.
Dude, Bryce, I've told you so many fucking times.
Yeah, it was his 21st birthday, so yay.
That's a pretty, he's a dumbass for doing that,
Yeah.
and it's good but that's a pretty epic 21st
I was gonna say,
birthday to have your shit turned off because you were raging.
The party was too big. It was too good.
He'll brag the rest of his life. All they did him was a favor.
I was at an open mic on my 21st birthday.
None of my friends wanted to hang out with me because my birthday was the Monday after South by Southwest ended.
Oh, no.
In Austin. So everybody's just been drinking for like 3 weeks straight.
Everybody's got
I'm like,
that.
I'm 21 now.
Sorry, can't hang out.
I don't care.
I've got that thing where your brain gets sad when you do too much ecstasy.
Yeah. I'm out for the next 2 to 7 weeks.
What are they? Is that like what do they call that shit? Like
Molly?
Brain funk or whatever.
Oh,
like
Depression.
Yeah.
I think clinically it's called depression.
Like
Massive drops of serotonin.
that thing. Yeah.
Brain funk. I think that's a dubstep group.
Oh, see, I was gonna say that's Bootsy Collins' band after P-Funk. Yeah. Oh man. By the way, I got this headline. The IRS is going to distribute tax refund interest checks this week to anyone who filed their taxes on time.
Oh, shit.
This is great, right? If you filed on time, you're going to get a check for, let me see, $18. So
Wow.
My hopes have never been raised and dashed so quickly. I was like, oh, the one adult thing I actually did this year.
8. So
It makes me almost want to pay my taxes.
the Treasury Department will send interest payments with an average of about $18 to 13.9 million taxpayers this week.
Ooh.
What
What are you going to do with
I was just about to say, yeah, let's try. What's the funniest thing you can do with $18?
Give it to me.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, everybody send your checks to Sam.
Hey, you guys like hilarious bits?
Let's see what he'll do.
Slam harder on Cash App or Venmo.
Yeah.
Wacky things we do with $18.
Man, yeah, what is the funniest thing you can do with $18? I'm trying to think.
I mean, I guess just buy something funny. I
Yeah.
guess.
Buy 18 cans of silly string.
Yeah. that's
Yeah,
pretty
you could
funny.
buy something to do some performance art piece on the street.
How much
Yeah.
does a rubber chicken cost?
Oh, see there now.
Probably
Now
gotta
you're
be
thinking
like $5.
$5-6 at Party City.
Yeah, okay. So you can get like 2-3 rubber chickens, have a rubber cockfight.
There we go. Or
That's pretty funny.
Or if you know how to,
Is it?
or if you know how to juggle, you could juggle rubber chickens. That's,
I never understood why the rubber chicken is a comedy thing at all.
Well,
It makes no sense to me.
it's because it's funnier than just the clay, comedy mask with the smile.
yeah.
So if you're trying
It's
to,
less horrible than having a real chicken that you're waving around,
You could
either
probably
dead
get a
or
chicken.
alive. Yeah,
A chicken can't be more than
They're cheap.
$18.
No, you could get like 2 or 3.
oh yeah, did you ever have the Easter chicks? Did you ever get little baby chicks for Easter?
Oh, like
What?
Wait, like peeps?
No, like
Like baby chickens?
yeah, so it's
that are alive.
that are alive.
Not
yeah,
for
yeah.
Easter, no.
That's-
I mean, we had chickens hatch, but we never got
Well,
them.
I guess that makes sense because you had chickens already. My parents, it's a thing. If you've got someone who it's a standard country ass Easter gift is to get baby chickens and give them to like someone who's got chickens and shit like that.
I've never heard of that.
Have you not? My parents would get. That's why they have the peeps. That's what it's based on. Is that old
Oh, because I'll eat the shit out of some peeps.
Oh,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
things fucking suck so bad.
I'll fucking cut you.
Yeah. Ugh.
tradition? Yeah, no, that's where the expression "spring chicken" comes from. Is because that's a common gift to give in the Easter time.
I just assumed it was something racist. This is any old timey
chicken.
saying.
That's what it comes from, from the 1800s. It's just-
That reminds me of my favorite Billy Wayne Davis bit.
We were all hanging out, catching up. In the middle of the conversation, one of my friends that never left looked up to see one of my friends that had left walking up, and he lost his mind. He's like, oh, I had seen that dude right there in the coon's age. We're like, nope, shut your mouth. Stop. Stop saying racist stuff with your mouth right now. Stop that. Without missing a beat, just scratching his belly like, I don't think that's racist. I've been saying that for years. That doesn't help your argument at all. He's like, Google it, and he pulled out an iPhone, because evidently anybody can get one. And he typed in coon's age, and it turns out he's correct. Coincidentally, he was correct. The term coon's age comes from the 1800s, when people thought that raccoons lived forever. They thought raccoons were immortal. That's amazing to me. The origin of coon's age is dumber than racism.
That'd be sweet if raccoons could live forever.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like,
That'd be fucking rad.
You could probably find one that like lived. That was like
Did you
alive.
see
and
that
lived
shark
before
that was
times?
like 620 years old
Yeah.
or something?
What?
Yeah, they found there's like a shark. It's like the world's oldest known vertebrae.
Yeah.
And it's in like the Iceland Sea or
It was
something.
born in like the 1600s.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's why I thought it was like turtles were the oldest things.
Nah, not
There's-
this.
Yeah, dude.
Not this shark.
There's like Galapagos tortoises that I'm pretty sure were like born in the 1800s and shit
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, that were born during the the Grover Cleveland administration. and shit. I put out a call for Twitter questions. We've got a couple.
Oh, I love these.
So this comes to us from our friend Rod for short.
Oh, hey, Rod, what's up?
This is suicide, my man.
Everybody follow at Rod for Short and listen to his podcast, Uncle Rod Story Corner. It's fucking. He did one that's like 2.5 hours long, and Carter is on it, and it's great. But this question is for Sam. How is Sam liking bed frame life?
Oh man, it's weird.
So Sam, you famously did not have a bed frame until very recently.
Moved up in the world.
Literally
I got a
moving
bed
up.
frame.
Yeah.
If you look inside my room from the outside, it looks like an adult lives there.
Wow.
Like before, if you'd look in my room and you just see a mattress on the floor, and it doesn't matter what anything else looked like,
Yeah.
you just see that and be like, "Holy fuck, dude!"
That's true, man.
Something's
That's very
way
true.
wrong with you. I already broke it slightly. Not like fully, but slightly. Not even from having sex, just from being too fat and sitting down on it. So now I put,
No one thought it was because of sex.
Yeah, come on, guy. I know what they were all thinking. Your bed broke when you flopped out your giant ass dick.
Your big ass D.
And it just blew the fucking frame apart.
There was a warning on the box of the bed frame
Yeah.
that said, "Don't get it. You have a giant, massive donkey cock,"
Yeah.
and you just ignored it.
And so now I have a piece of wood over that part of it that's kind of holding it up. This is honestly better than ever before because I still don't have a box spring.
Okay.
And so I want to just get a big piece of plywood and put it over the whole thing. So I don't want this to happen in other spots. Because when it broke, it was like dipped down severely. It was bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's still weird to like be off the ground. I've slept on a mattress on the floor for like 2 fucking years.
I'm telling you, man. You get used to that
You get
shit.
so used to it.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's easier to get out of bed, I guess.
Oh, absolutely, because you just roll.
Yeah, I
and your
can
dick's
roll.
hard.
I don't have to like crawl up from the ground. That's
like you're emerging from a
one
primordial
of the
soup.
Yeah, that's one of the saddest parts because especially when you're like me and you're fat also, and you got to like every morning just be like, "Ugh." The first thing you do is pull your own fat weight off the ground. It's fucking sucks. I do like how I can put stuff under the bed frame.
Yeah, man.
It's really cleared up. My room looks a lot better now because of that too. I would say it looks more adult because of that.
Fuck yeah.
It's cool. I don't know. I like
All right.
it. It's already fucked up my wall
Oh, sure.
from
sure.
fucking on it.
Hell yeah, dog.
Hey.
I know everybody was interested.
Hey,
was
man.
that from your dick? No, it was from fucking.
Yeah, dude. Hey,
Big difference.
brother, paint is cheap, but horny memories
Sheet-
last forever.
Sheetrock ain't.
Wow. Hell yeah.
It just has some weird sharp part on the side of it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Like it was never meant to be fucked on. Like so whoever invented this box spring was like, well, whoever buys this won't be getting laid.
Yeah.
It's the cheapest box spring there is.
We call this model the unfuckable.
It's the bed frame you buy when you're moving out of an apartment and don't take it with you. That's how I got it.
Hey, man. So I got this one, too, man.
Yeah. Yours is high. I guess you have a box spring as well.
I've got an extender, too. I've got these little feet that raise it up even higher so I can fit shit under the
More
bed.
That's a
stuff
bed
under.
for a king.
Yeah, dog.
That's nice.
But yeah, that's
but my bed frame's good, I guess.
hell yeah, dude.
I don't know what else to say about it. I like it. I feel like I should give an impassioned speech on it, but it really is. It's weird still. I worry about falling out of my bed now, like
Yeah.
legitimately.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like
Yeah.
so used to being able to just roll over and my foot hits the floor within 6 inches, you know?
Yeah.
And now sometimes I'll do that and be like, whoa, shit, I'm off the ground.
Oh man.
And now I've also had to change my whole idea of how I watch TV. Because I'm like, significantly off the ground compared to where I was at.
Right.
So I used to have to crank my neck up, and now I got to do it straight.
You know what-
all these very interesting things.
You know what has to happen next, right?
What?
TV on the ceiling.
Dude, here's the thing. When I moved down, I used to live in Daniel's room upstairs.
Yeah.
And when I moved in, I had a TV. I put it on the TV mount on there.
Yeah.
That shit's a game changer. I've never had one. It's changed
great.
my life.
It's great. And then when I moved downstairs, the old roommate left his TV. And before Daniel moved in, I took the old TV off the wall upstairs. And now I have 2 TVs in my fucking bedroom.
You told me that's
I have
awesome.
a video game TV and a Roku TV.
Sam's doing really well.
And and I have a laptop.
Dude.
So I could really just do everything
sit up
at
there
once.
in your ivory bed frame.
You know, I got YouTube on. I'm watching Amazon Prime. I'm playing PS3. Everything on full volume.
God damn.
Everything. And for some reason I'm able to intake it all and differentiate it and pay attention to all 3 at the same time.
Damn, dude, you're getting like a fucking galaxy brain right now.
I've been watching a lot of documentaries while I play video games.
I'm watching 2 simultaneous documentaries. One is about flowers and one is about Christopher Columbus.
Yeah. And
I'm playing Spider-Man.
I do it all, baby.
The smartest man in the world.
The funny thing is when I installed this whole thing, I was like, I really am going to. I was like, fuck, this is going to be so cool. I'll use this all the time. And ever since I've had it, I'd be like, what the fuck was I thinking? Why did I think I would ever want to do that? That's so... you can only focus on one thing at a time. I can't fucking be like, okay, time to play video games for 5 minutes. Also, I'm watching a thing.
Laptop and TV is all you need.
Yeah. I don't. It was stupid on my part, but now I guess I should just sell a TV.
Yeah.
That'd be the smart move.
Put it on that Facebook Market, man.
Send us your best TV stories, and Sam will handle all the shipping and handling.
You want a 32-inch Vizio, which is a high-quality TV, honestly. I've had mine for years now.
Vizio's good.
We can actually lead this in perfectly to our next question. At Eric Nelson, shout out to Eric Nelson. What were y'all's favorite TV shows growing up?
Everything. Anything that was on the air.
Yeah. I will say I didn't have cable until like 5th grade.
Me neither.
Same.
Yeah, so I started off, man, my favorite shit was the old Adam West Batman and Robin.
I've never seen that.
What? Dude,
No.
it's so it's so
He's
fucking
23 years old.
this shit's on YouTube, dog.
What? It's on YouTube. You know, all the 23 years old that are like, Adam West Batman, please.
I mean, I would watch it.
Let me say, well, it is that old Batman show is kind of the archetype for children's television now.
Okay.
Where it is specifically made to work on 2 levels. Where if you're a kid and you watch it, you're like, dude, Batman is awesome. Fuck yes, this is great. And if you're an adult watching it, you're like, oh, this is hilarious. Like
Batman
it's
is
like
pretty
he's kind of like the original. It's sort of like SpongeBob.
Okay.
Where it is like low key. It's a stoner
I
show.
know SpongeBob.
Right, you know SpongeBob, but you know what I mean. There's that 2 levels kind of thing where it's like it is a show because it comes out in '66.
Yeah,
it is
it's trippy.
utterly made for
Shit's heady.
It's made for the counterculture, right? So it is just this like hilarious because Batman is just this like stiff moralist, upstanding idiot, and all of the villains are like kind of somewhat representative of different elements of the counterculture and shit like that. Also,
So as a kid, I would see why you would be into this.
no, but what I just said, right?
Wait,
like,
so the counterculture's the bad guy?
well, no, but you heard what I just said, right? Like, as a kid, you watch it and you're like, dude, Batman, fucking whatever.
Yeah.
So that's why I liked it as a child. And then you go back and revisit it and you're like, oh, this is hilarious.
I like to imagine you at like 6 years old, like, man, they're really constructing the counterculture of this. of the late Nixon years.
I can imagine that too.
Batman is obviously a critique of the establishment, man.
Here's the evil
Rivers used to
Legos.
give tours that he would create of Jurassic Park.
That's
to
right,
people
yeah.
who walk down the street.
It's true. Yeah.
I used to like. Before I had cable, I guess I'd watch Ronin Warriors in the morning, which is like an old anime. Because this
okay.
is on like broadcast television.
Yeah.
And then I could watch, I guess, Saved by the Bell sometimes. Wienerville when I had
fuck.
cable.
Yes,
when I finally
dude.
got cable.
Mark Wiener.
Which one?
Wienerville.
was Wienerville?
You're too young.
Dude, this is like early
It's just
90s.
like some weird puppet thing,
Early
comedy.
There was this, his name was Mark Wiener, and he was a puppeteer, and Nickelodeon gave him a show in the early 90s called Wienerville, and
I like that.
the big gimmick was when they had celebrity guests, they would stick their heads, like they would have like a backdrop, and the guests would stick their head through a hole, and then they would have a little tiny puppet underneath their chin, kind of like doing stuff, so it looked like they had a very tiny body.
Kids TV?
Again,
It's pretty trippy.
very similar, very similar to what I said about Batman, where you're like, you can watch this as a kid and be like, oh wow, it's Tag Team. They sing "Whoop, There It Is," and now they have tiny bodies. That was the one I remember. They had Tag Team on there, and that was awesome. But then as an adult, you're like, what the fuck is happening?
This is strange. This is strange. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. There's probably some other shit. I don't know. I can't remember.
What would you do?
That was a good one.
Fucking Double Dare.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Floor is Lava yet, by the way?
No.
No, I haven't.
Have you heard about it? Do you know?
Yeah, it's just like Wipeout, right?
Yeah, but kind of. It's on Netflix. It's strangely compelling show to watch. Like you just watch it and you're like, it's the dumbest thing ever. But it is very clearly the showrunner grew up. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm willing to bet the showrunner is exactly my age. I guarantee you he's 34 and he grew up watching What Would You Do and Double Dare because it is so old school Nickelodeon.
I also guarantee you that he killed a prostitute.
That's such an odd guarantee from Rivers.
But it's got that
Rivers said that, not me.
But it's got that look, it's got that very exactly what you're talking about, that old school kind of Nickelodeon feel where you're like, okay, this guy grew up when I grew up.
Yeah. I'll check it out. What about you?
Yeah, let's check in. This is, by the way, I should have put this together when you said last episode that you were 5 on 9/11, but goddamn, you're 23?
Yeah, I'm a baby boy.
I didn't know that. Goddamn. All right.
Aging out of the business.
Well, no. This opens up new possibilities for questioning because I genuinely, I can't imagine being 10 years younger. What did you grow up watching?
Exactly, yeah, because I don't know any show that you guys, I don't know what the fuck you guys are just talking about.
As you should.
Did you grow up with Caillou and
Yeah, no, I fucked with some Caillou. Caillou is my shit, actually. Like really, really young, like pre-cable. Before I got cable, it was all about the WB on Saturday mornings, baby.
Ooh,
it was all about what they got going on. You got that Yu-Gi-Oh, you got that Pokemon, but then the WB got sold and it changed to the CW, and those were my more formative years. So my favorite show for the longest time when I was a kid was this show called Johnny Test. Which is a giant piece of shit. I had really bad taste in shows. That and Crypto the Super Dog.
Oh, wow. That is Superman's dog, right?
Superman's dog, who is also superhuman. Well, he's a dog, so he's he's super dog, he's a super dog. And yes, there's like a cat there, I think, and I think there was a horse maybe. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Superman did have a horse.
At some point,
That's the funniust thing about Superman, is that they gave him a horse.
Superman wasn't in the show.
Yeah.
It was just about their adventures.
Oh, that sounds fun. I used to like the old Godzilla cartoon.
Ooh,
with
Godzilla and Godzuki. Yeah, man.
I never saw that.
Yeah, there's a good reason why.
Well, that's an old one, too. That's from what, the 60s? 70s?
Yeah, they just re-showed on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. If
Captain Planet.
Like, if you don't got cable, you're at least in the 90s, you're at the whims of whatever weird shit is on. Because the Batman and Robin show, they used to show that on the Family Channel.
The Family Channel.
Yeah.
Dude, especially just regional programming.
Yeah.
Like,
ooh, yeah.
You know, like, realistically, like, I mean, because they would have, like, Simpsons reruns every day at 5.
Yeah.
So, like, even
Simpsons
as a kid, that was really just, like, just what I
had to catch
gravitated
the Simpsons
towards.
every day.
Yep.
Yeah, that was, those are better times.
I used to watch the Munsters a lot.
Oh, the Munsters was great.
And I loved The Price is Right.
Oh, yes.
I was not in school.
Yeah,
summer.
Classic. I'm homesick from school, or it's summertime. Yeah, Price is Right.
Sometimes they would have Alf reruns on some station in Mississippi when I would stay there in the summer. I don't know. I dug it.
Yeah.
We got another question. This is from @SpudAxford. Biggest guilty pleasure song?
I don't know.
Oh, so many.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say to this is, like, I am almost out of things I'm guilty about. You know what I mean?
That's what I was just
you
thinking.
can't be guilty for the things you like.
I was gonna say I don't feel much shame for most music I listen to.
But I think the better question maybe is, like, what would you not play in the car in front of people? And, at this stage in my life, this was not true when I first got into this stuff in high school, but at this stage in my life, there's a pretty big backlog of like jam bands that I'm like, that I still rock out to every once in a while. But boy, I'm not going to be playing String Cheese Incident in front of people. As much as I love that song, San Jose, the Black Clouds, they're a very solid newgrass band.
At the last house party I had last summer, I was in charge of the music. I was like, oh, you know what the people love? Grateful Dead live cover, live sets. So I just played like hours. These junkies trying to remember the words of their songs, and no one was having a good time. And I was like, man, this party's lame.
Man, then the cops turned off the power. They're like, all right, if I have to hear the closing of Winterland one more time. I don't
know. Each version's different. It's okay.
All right, I know. Wherever he goes, the people all complain. All right, I'm shutting off the power.
I'm trying to think of what I'm truly embarrassed of listening to.
I'll say this about the Dead. They get a pass because
they're the best band.
I don't consider them a jam band. If you start the genre, you are not responsible for what happens afterwards.
Yeah. Fish is not their fault.
Yeah. And that's another one. I fucking love Fish.
Oh man, yeah, they're
but
not good.
I'm not gonna play it in front of people. I'm not. I understand.
That is a guilty. Yeah, Fish is a guilty pleasure. Yes,
but
especially if you don't do drugs. You don't do drugs and you listen to Fish.
Well, not only
are you
this,
fucking sociopathic.
This dude's crazy.
Well, you want to hear?
Twisted.
This is the other thing. Not only that, I also am the weirdo that prefers the studio versions of most Fish stuff.
Oh my god!
I'm not even a big live Fish guy,
dude. You need to go to a psychiatrist. You need to talk
I listen to Story of a Ghost front to back regularly.
No, actually, the Fish's studio stuff is probably better than their live stuff. Like their live stuff, it's like sometimes incomprehensible. And people are like,
I've seen them live a few times, and the shows are always fun. But my mind does wander when it gets to like a 30-minute long version of Stash or whatever. I'm like, I don't care about the compression jam.
Exactly. At a certain point, it's like, all right, I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
Like
the last time I saw Fish was probably the best time to see him, which was 2009 at Bonnaroo.
Oh, nice.
They brought out Bruce Springsteen.
Oh shit!
Because he had played the night before, and I was that was right when I was getting into Bruce Springsteen too, and I was like right close to the stage during his show the night before, and I was way the hell in the back during Fish, and they brought out, they're like, hey, we're gonna have our friend Bruce Springsteen come out, and everybody just lost their fucking mind, and they did Born in the USA and all that shit. It was
That's
great.
Fucking awesome.
So yeah,
and then it was like 45 minutes long, and even Bruce was like, can we wrap this the fuck up?
Bruce who does 4-hour-long shows at the age of 65.
There are 3 drummers. Can one of you play on beat right now?
But yeah, that's the closest I get to a guilty pleasure. It's not that I'm guilty about liking it. It's that I realize that I realize what it is, and so I don't subject other people to it.
Yeah, I guess I'll listen to like whole DJ screw tapes.
Oh,
and they're like,
I thought you were about to say Hole. I was like, dude, the early shit's good. I like Hole.
I don't listen to Hole. I was just gonna say like whole DJ screw tapes, but they're like an hour and 45 minutes, and realistically, it's like a rap jam band sort of thing.
Oh no, exactly. Yeah, it's just
funny.
The beats slow down. Dude, I do that too. Honestly,
because he cuts it back so many times, and then he'll just start scratching. He'll start mixing up the verses and adding in other songs, and then it'll literally be freestyles. They're literally like improvising music over his. It's very jam.
I was listening to the 30-minute version of "If I Ruled the World."
Oh yeah, great freestyle.
DJ Screw is awesome. I love DJ Screw.
Yeah, I'll listen to a whole
never feel guilty
2-hour tape. Yeah, I don't feel guilty to it.
I'll probably pop on Wineberry Over Gold tonight.
But I'm not gonna put that on around. So I have put that shit on around people, and if they're not people that really enjoy it, they're always like, "What the fuck?" Because even if you like it, you kind of have to be in the mood to listen.
Oh
to
yeah,
it
gets tiring kind of quick after a while.
It's just a good background noise sort of music.
I put it on while I'm playing video games or something.
Yeah. What about you, Daniel? What's your what
man,
do you got?
I got a lot. I have bad taste in things.
I love it. I'm here for it.
I like. I have a genuine love for a lot of really terrible 80s songs.
Oh, well, you're gonna like our jam of the day today.
Oh, dude! Like yesterday when we were listening to that Whitesnake song, I was having a hard time not rocking out.
Yeah,
but like
dude.
a prime example is "Hearts on Fire" from the Rocky IV soundtrack. You know, like,
Dude.
Hearts on
Dude, that's so funny. I think exactly a week ago we did Robert Tepper, "No Easy Way Out." That was our
Yeah,
jam last week. Yeah.
Like, there's just something about them where, like, I know, like, I mean, they are very shitty and horribly written, but just they're meant to pump you up. Like,
Dude.
if I'm on my way to a show or something, I'm gonna pop that on.
That's the opposite of a guilty pleasure for me. That is the shit. If I got people in the car, it's like, buddy, we're listening to 38 Special.
Yes.
We're listening to fucking Foghat. We're listening to fucking 80s bullshit. Like, yeah, bring it on.
But that I mean, I still genuinely listen to mumble rap and enjoy it. But it's popular. And
I was gonna say, yeah, I think you're not alone.
Bluegrass.
I think
some country.
I
still
listen-
to this
Oh,
day.
yeah.
To be fair, I am ashamed to listen to mumble rap, and it's just because of how old I am.
Yeah, I was like, it was the shit. Like when I was in high school, like, so, like I was on the trend of it. Like, and then I'm not like I'm kind of outgrowing it a little bit.
I like it,
But-
but yeah, I at the same time I would never listen to mumble rap in public. Just because people would look at me and look at mumble rap and just be like,
Yeah.
I think we listened to a bunch the other day.
We did, yeah.
But it was like a YouTube random playlist. And it was good, but then at a certain point, it's like, I don't want to say like a jam band, but all of it starts sounding so
yeah, I
similar.
could tell none of the songs apart.
If you
Like,
gave us 10 songs in a lineup and said, hey, pick this one out.
yeah.
Very difficult
I
to
dropped
do.
off when Juice World came out with Lucid Dreams. That was the last mumble rap song. Like, after that, I quit paying attention. Like,
I feel bad saying this, but it is the truth. I find out about these rappers when they die. The first time I ever heard Juice World was the day that guy died.
nah, I was on board with him for a while.
I'd never heard his name spoken ever, and then he died. And I
Well,
was
yeah,
like,
you're a grown man who has an adult life. You should
Not really.
You should not know who Juice
He's
WRLD
a grown
is.
man who listens to Fish. The studio cuts. He's
no,
not
that's-
checking for Juice World.
well, that's the thing. Is like I'm open to
Juice WRLD was also only famous for like a year and a half. Because that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be like, if you were a rapper or a band, you would cut your teeth for years and years, like around your city.
Yeah.
And like, you would get a following, eventually you'd get a label, and you would get good. But
Right.
now it's like,
You kill somebody.
yeah, or you kill somebody. But now it's like your first song could blow up from SoundCloud, and then
Yeah,
like
yeah.
your second song has to be really good too. It's
Right.
like, so people will get really famous immediately, and then they'll die like a year
Well,
later.
and I want to clarify. When I say I find out about these people like when they die, it's I'll read up and I'm like, this is so interesting. Why did this never? Because like I'm not.
Well, that's when the majority of media attention comes.
Yes.
Well, like I found out about like XXXTENTACION like when he died, and I was like going back. I was like,
He was
oh,
kinda
this
bad.
guy is fucking a monster.
Yeah,
Like,
he was a bad person, and his music was
Yeah,
bad.
I'm not
But
a fan.
and then you find out about like Tekashi when he gets arrested, and I was like, this guy's insane. What the fuck is
dude,
happening?
there's fucking God. I think it was.
It's just because media is never like, hey, check out this good rapper who
Yeah.
isn't. We found somebody who's good and not a piece of shit. And we wrote about them. And it goes viral.
YMW Melly, his biggest song was about the first murder he committed.
Yeah.
Then he got convicted for 2 more murders.
Yeah.
And he's still doing
shouldn't
pretty
have-
well.
He shouldn't have
His
wrote
JPay
a
is
song
full.
about murder. He was
Called Murder on My Mind.
yeah, that was a mistake.
I got murder on my mind. That's a good
Because the
song.
cops will use that against you if you kill somebody and then have music about killing somebody.
Dude, sometimes I'm scared that people that like one day the cops will use podcast against me.
They theoretically could. Absolutely.
I've confessed to a lot of crimes on podcasts.
They could use that.
I desperately want to meet the NSA agent that's assigned to this show. I just want to know.
They got to just have a bot.
Yeah, for sure. But I like to think it's a guy who's like, all right, your job is to listen to this.
And then he's
Every
like, I'm not going to
podcast
report. I'm not going to report these guys. They seem cool.
They seem chill as shit. They talk about Slurpees.
You give me that Slurpee here. I'm
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, that's
taking
it.
you down.
Yeah, we'll send federal troops to haul you away if you don't give me the Slurpee card and Chris Jericho's book.
Chris Jericho is undercover this whole time.
Oh my god! Yeah, go to Guantanamo and get put in the walls of Jericho. It's no good, no good. This is a similar question. This is our last one for today. We got a couple more we'll read next week. At Cringe Rap. So shout out to Cringe Rap listening there in the UK.
Cringe Rap Supreme.
Cringe Rap Supreme. I love that Cringe Rap is the name, and they live in the United Kingdom. So I'm like, do they got Taco Bell over there? I guess
Of course
they
they
do.
have Taco Bell. They have Taco Bell everywhere.
No,
Taco Bell, they're
They
killing it.
Just got it in Australia.
Wait, for real?
For
well,
real, yeah.
Australia is a backwards land of sad. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Hey, we rip Australia on this show constantly.
At Cringe Rap says, what embarrassing piece of clothing did you hold on to for way too long?
I'm
that
currently wearing a shirt that says "Only God can judge me." They do have Taco Bell in the United Kingdom.
Okay, all right.
I have a shirt from when I was 12 years old, and I got it from sending in a UPC from a Mr. Bubbles box. And it's
Were you
Mr.
wearing that yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. That's right.
And yeah, that's I've had that since I was 12, and it's a cool shirt. But
It was a
that's
cool- I
how
thought it was
fat I was when
vintage.
I was 12. It is
Wait,
vintage.
that shirt fit you when you were 12?
Yeah, dude. I'm fat.
shit.
I'm fucking always been fat.
Well, compared to a 12.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, it's just like I don't have shame about the clothes I own for the most part.
There's one that specifically comes to mind, and I'll put a picture of me wearing it too. When I was in 8th grade, I went to a band competition. I played the tuba. Daniel, can you
Oh,
tell?
shit.
Not
didn't know you were
not trying to
getting
say
that
I'm
puss
better
like
than
that.
anybody. But we went down to Orlando to do this like district band competition, and went to Universal Studios as part of it.
nice.
And it was right when they opened the Universal City Walk, and they have all these restaurants, Hard Rock Cafe, Margaritaville. And they had one that was the Bob Marley experience.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
And turns out the Bob Marley experience is just the experience of eating at a chain restaurant. It's not actually chanting down Babylon or getting the crazy bald heads out of town. It
I
is,
imagine not a lot of Jamaican folk. Not a lot. Did you,
and
what did they serve?
I didn't eat there. I just went in specifically because this was the time in which, and I've spoken about this on the show, I was really wanting to become a pothead. Like it was my dream in life. I hadn't smoked weed at that point, but I was gaining accoutrement. So I was like, well, what do weed people like? Well, they like Bob Marley. And so I got a Bob Marley t-shirt, and it's that t-shirt of his face with the
fucking
Rastafari like flag, it's
What
his
every
face.
white teenager
Right,
has?
yes, it's his face, but with like red, yellow, and green on it, and it says like the Bob Marley experience, Universal City Walk 2000, and I wore that t-shirt every time it was clean in the laundry. It was the first shirt I went to when I got, when my mom did my fucking laundry. I wore that every goddamn week, pretty much for years, and it's just funny because it's not. If it was just his face, then that would be one thing. But the fact that it says Universal Studios City Walk, Bob Marley Experience 2000.
Not
it
only
just,
are you a poser, you're also a tourist.
right. Exactly. So that would be mine. So
Dude, I senior year of high school, I went through a phase where I was like I'm like a rap guy, I like rap music. I started wearing gold chains. I bought an Eazy-E shirt, and I wore it every time I was clean, like wearing my Eazy-E shirt.
yeah, dude, that rules, man.
I had that, and when I was 15, I bought my Fallout t-shirt, which you posted the other day, the first episode I did with y'all, and I was wearing that Fallout
Yeah, that's
shirt.
right, yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's another shirt. Then I was scrolling through my Instagram, I saw I posted a clip of my first open mic, and I was wearing that shirt. I was like, oh, I gotta get rid of that fucking shirt. I can't.
How many years is that?
That's 23... when I was 15. You're making me do math on so that's an 8-year-old shirt.
Dude, I mean, I'll wear shirts
You started
until
doing stand up when you were 15?
No. When I was 18.
Oh, okay.
I
but
had
still.
already owned the shirt for 3 years.
Gotcha.
I'll wear shirts until they have holes in them all the time.
Oh yeah, until
all
I
the
can't
fucking
wear it
time.
anymore. Like I didn't realize, around the time I was like 15, I was like, I saw Superbad, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna dress like Jonah Hill dresses in this movie, and
He's
that's
so
how.
cool.
Wait, with like the Western, the Merle Haggard?
Or I would wear like the flannel over a graphic tee.
Oh, yeah.
That was my move until like 21 years old.
That was exactly how I dressed too, man. Unbuttoned fucking flannel shirt.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Let everybody know. Yeah, I'm a cool guy. I got flannel and the shirt. And then, so
yeah.
now I just have like, and I didn't realize that the way you dress it actually affects whether or not people want to have sex with you. And you dress like you dressed when you were 16.
Dude, I had that problem so bad.
My friend's wife just picks out my outfits now. She's like, "This is what women."
I had ex-girlfriend had to just be like, hey, you know girls don't like cargo shorts, right?
Wait, they don't?
Yeah, and I was just like, I don't know, I like them though.
The pockets.
Shamed me into stopping wearing. I should thank her. I should go thank her.
mean,
She
it
has
is
me
true
blocked
cargo
on all social media platforms. Nothing. I think she just wanted to move on and not have to think about me and not have to see my posts in her feed all the time.
And your
that's what she
cargo
told me.
shorts.
Yeah, my cargo shorts.
That's what the
I don't
officer
wear
told
them
him.
anymore because of her.
You should have just
Thank
dropped off
you,
the cargo shorts at her house.
Thank you, Sandra. You fixed my cargo shorts problem. Also, I just want to say I thumbed through the Taco Bell UK menu.
Oh yeah,
Mostly the same.
yeah.
It does appear like on the value menu you can get some sort of chicken tender soft taco.
Fascinating.
Okay. The thing I know about them is that they have a much higher standard for beef and stuff like that. So I'd be interested to try a Taco Bell in the UK because
That's probably better.
Yeah.
That's probably because the McDonald's, God knows.
Also,
Way
they
better.
seem to all sell beer, or at
Yeah.
least a lot.
Yeah, that's what
they
I've
have a
heard.
Taco Tuesday for where 2 pounds will get you a fucking taco and a soul.
Dude, what the fuck? Dude, I love that Nate Bargatze joke. He's like, I go overseas and I'll still go to McDonald's. He's like, I want to see how they're doing it over here.
Yeah.
What's it like in Beirut? Like, how do they?
Oh yeah. Well, you all ready to get out of here with our jam of the day?
Oh, I'm
right.
so ready to jam.
Oh boy!
dude.
Well, we went Christian yesterday. Now we're going the other way. Oh, this is Motley Crue.
Oh yeah,
Fucking Dr. Feelgood. Let's see.
dude. Oh, the comments in this.
Yeah, this is a shithead anthem right
Dr.
here.
Feelgood was a real person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, Dr.
He's like the
Feelgood.
drug dealer in L.A. or something.
No, he was a doctor who would prescribe celebrities, including Donald Trump, amphetamines and
Oh.
painkillers and benzos and stuff.
Hell
I mean, just
yeah.
all the good shit. And like,
Dr. Michael Jackson.
I will say, man, like you hear this, you're like, this is. If anyone needs to know where butt rock came from,
yeah,
man, people. I'd say butt rock is the synthesis of grunge and this.
yes,
It-
this is Motley Crue's
And
one
rap.
of their
Throw some rap in
3
there.
songs.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's a good break you could sample.
Yeah. So let's get into the comments here. Ghost Rider 222 from 2 days ago. No motel true song will be complete without, and then in scare quotes, guitar.
What?
All right. I don't know.
True.
Very true. Antonio Gallardo from 8 months ago. The Mexican mob rules.
They do.
I'm not saying anything bad about the Mexican mob. I acknowledge they rule. Thank you for listening.
I promise you I will pay you your money back, Rico. Please stop sending chickens to my house. Please.
Reindeer Project from 3 months ago. Oh yeah, here comes thick and nasty sounds from LA. Well done, crew. Thanks, Reindeer.
I think that he thinks that they're reading the
Dude,
comments.
that's one of my favorite things about these. People always think that.
This one's a bit disturbing. MX64 from 1 year ago. I feel good to destroying Sophia Martinez. You know what I mean. So, listen, Sophia, get a restraining order against MX64, please. That's terrifying. She's just made a threat to Sophia Martinez.
Because the thing is, he had no friend to tell that threat to.
No.
You're like, most people, like, man, I'm going to fucking kill Sophie. Like, you tell your friend that. They're like, yo, calm down.
down.
He had
Like,
nobody.
Half a pint of Jim Beam next to him. Just like, Sophie Martinez.
You're going down. You know what makes me feel good? Fucking scaring Sophia Martinez to the point where she's afraid for her life.
I really do think some of these people write these comments and then later wake up in front of the computer. And they just are like, oh shit, I gotta get into bed. I didn't realize I passed out in front of the computer because I was so fucked up.
Miss Spicy Today Divalicious. Or no, I take that back. Divaluscious, not Divalicious. Miss Spicy Today Divaluscious from 3 months ago. LMFAO, stop bouncing my lace panties around. They are not a slingshot, LOL.
I see, I knew it was going to be sexy from the username.
Well, her name is Miss Spicy.
That is definitely a woman.
Sure.
Definitely.
Definitely not a guy just sitting there touching himself being like, lace panties, slingshot, daddy horny, Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah. This could be a masturbation anthem, too.
Yeah.
Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah.
Abigail Delaney from 9 months ago. Tommy Lee is such an incredibly gorgeous musician. And I love the fact that he was with the curvy and beautiful Pamela Anderson. He must really have loved her a lot.
Well, he didn't.
He
That's
famously beat the shit out of her, and he's a bad guy.
Dude, fuck Tommy Lee. Tommy Lee lost me my podcast deal, god damn it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I'm not even kidding.
What?
I fucking like his wife did because I used to be at I shouldn't say the name of the studio. I used to be at a studio and like when doing my podcast, and we were talking about how like some kid died at Tommy Lee's house.
Yes.
And was it his son or was it?
It was his son's
It was his
friend.
It was his
son's
son.
friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
At a birthday
At
party.
the time, I thought it was his son, and I did a hilarious rendition of "Kickstart My Son's Dead Heart," and we all had a laugh.
Oh,
It was during my edgelord phase. I'm not super proud of it, but it is what it is. And then, as it turns out, Tommy Lee's wife was at the studio hours prior,
Oh,
and the guy who
Jesus.
owned the studio was listening to the podcast.
Oh, no.
And we never came back.
Oh, God.
So Reaper Sadness is independent now.
Dude, one of the weirdest gigs I had doing the tour guide job
Oh yeah.
was in, I think it was either 2015 or 2016, and they're back now, but at the time it was going to be their last tour ever.
Yeah.
Motley Crue's like last hurrah, and the tour was going to end in LA with 2 nights at the Staples Center. And in order to promote this show, they sent out travel packages to radio stations all across the country. So, and they, classic rock stations, they would play and, have contests to win. And if you won, the thing you won was a trip to LA, night in a hotel, stay for the hotel,
Yeah.
backstage passes for both shows, a party at the Whiskey A Go-Go, and a tour of Motley Crue's Los Angeles. And guess who got to give that tour?
Dude, what was Molly Cruz
Yeah, what
Los
is that?
Angeles?
So they had 2 buses. I think there were like 40. There were like 40 people, right? So we were on.
Picked them all up heroin.
Yeah, they killed them all and revived them. No, we picked them up at the Andaz Hotel right next to the Comedy Store in these 2 buses, and we were supposed to basically just do a big loop because we were on like a big charter bus. So you can't go see their fucking house. Like you got like stay on the major streets, right?
He should have known. Like this is his address.
Yeah.
Well-
Why would you want to do that?
That's the job, man. Is going to see celebrity homes,
I
man.
guess.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, no, I eventually did go to all of their houses, but I'll get to that. So we're with just this big group, and there were 2 women who were in their 50s who were just actively doing cocaine on the bus at like 11 in the morning while I'm talking.
Yeah,
like
it's the Motley Crue, but they're trying so hard to live out the 80s.
dude,
Like,
and they were
it's
just doing key bumps like while, and so I'm like, if you look to the left, this is Cherokee Studios where Motley Crue, recorded their famous album Theater of Pain, and it's just like they're just like honking off the fucking keys in the back, and then there was a guy who kept saying the whole time, he kept going, hey, because I'd be like, oh, if you look over to the left, this is where blah, blah, blah happened.
Yeah.
And the guy would be like, oh, where's the fucking bar? And that guy got more laughs off of saying, where's the fucking bar, than I've ever gotten in a set in my life. Like, they laughed every time he said it.
Dude, some people have it, some people don't.
I know, yeah. I felt so bad.
Where's the bar? Everybody laughing. It's just like, yeah, we all fucking hate this. Let us get fucked up
Dude,
now.
it's the great. It was optional. It's not like it was a
Yeah.
field trip. Like, they all got on this bus of their own volition.
They probably thought it was going to be like a party bus or something.
I think so, but it was like at 11. So we did the whole thing, and at the very end, no one was listening to me at all, which is fine. I don't give a shit. I was getting paid either way. And at the very end, everybody gets off the bus, and I was like standing there, like, "Thank you, see you guys later, see ya." And the last two people who got off this bus was this couple, and they were just like, "Hey, we're sorry they was being dicks to you. Like, we loved it. We thought you were great." I'm like, "Oh, thank you, I appreciate that." And he was like, "Now, is there any way we could go see their houses?" And I was like, Motley Crue's houses? And they were like, yeah, like if we just wanted to like hire you to take us, like, could we go see the houses? I was like, yeah, I guess. If you know where the addresses are, I'll fucking drive you there. So he then booked a separate tour the next
How do
day.
you find the addresses of,
Google, baby.
only Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx are the only people who anyone knows from fucking Motley
Oh,
Crue.
they know Vince Neil. They know Mick Mars. What are you talking about?
I didn't. Like, like you were alive in the '80s, you might have known all members of the Motley Crue.
I was the oldest I got in the 80s was 3. So
You're
Did you know
old.
every member of Motley Crue?
I mean, that's just a thing you got to know where I come from. From
He knows where spring chicken came from.
from the hard, nasty streets of LA, baby. But anyway, yeah. So I drove them all, and I went to the place you were talking about where the kid died. It's
Yeah.
Tommyland's.
Tommyland.
Yeah, off of Mulholland Drive in Agora Hills. Yeah. So, but yeah.
Did
Anyway,
you tell him that when you got there?
I
This is
did.
where a child died.
It's where a child died. It's also the episode of MTV Cribs that I love the most, where Tommy Lee's giving the tour, and he's just like, "Dude, I got a Starbucks in my house."
What? A
What?
piece of shit.
Yeah, just go watch MTV Cribs with Tommy Lee. It's great.
What does that even
Motley
mean?
Crue is everything that was wrong with music in the '80s.
So let's see. Turbo Joe 27 Turbo Joe 2 from 7 months ago. I had to lower my mids and my tweets for this one. Perfect loud sound. All right.
Sometimes you just got to jam out. You got to get the levels just right for a true jam out.
Yeah, you gotta balance the speakers when Dr. Feelgood when the famously mastered and mixed Feelgood comes on.
As a sound engineer, I must turn down the highs.
This is not a feel good story. Fire of His Love 4 days ago. My mom taught me how to party, but on her deathbed, I taught her how to live forever.
So he killed his mom.
Either that or he got her into
Does
Jesus.
sound like it.
Yeah.
It does sound like he held a pillow. over his
Yeah,
mom's face.
exactly. There were some will disputes.
Or he did the Doug Stanhope and just gave her a bunch of pills.
Oh my God. Sean Hernandez from a week ago. I was a security guard for 5 years at a strip club, and this song was played every day.
Yeah, it makes when cocaine time. Like sometimes the elote man comes down the street at strip clubs in the '80s. There was the cocaine man. He would just ring, 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 and the song would start playing.
I think Motley Crue's greatest hits is you just throw that on, and that's strip club music for the whole day.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to do anything else. Tucker Hart from 8 months ago. I'm 16, and I've always hated rock because my dad always played it. Up until about a month ago, I suddenly started loving rock. and I haven't listened to hip hop since. I guess it took some time for me to appreciate real talent.
We all hate our dads too. Look, it can be a big factor in deciding things.
I just like that he's like, I am now different. I don't listen to hip hop. It's like, you can like both, man.
You can listen to two things.
There's a lot of people did. I think that was...
He's gonna, when he finds out about butt rock,
Dude,
he's gonna be so happy.
That dude's gonna be into new metal by the end of the year.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
promise you.
Let's DM him about Limp Bizkit.
Showstopper from 5 years ago. I love the cocaine, just not the price.
He has a point. He has a point.
He's saying what we're all thinking when we hear this song.
Man, I wish I could afford.
Is that a
cocaine.
lyric to this song?
I know.
It should be.
I think it's just because it's like, well, this song is about drugs. What do I think about drugs? Well, I like them, just not paying for them.
Well,
Night
who
patches.
can blame that guy?
Night patches from 3 weeks ago. I want to go home, Gordon. No.
He's being held prisoner against his own will.
La Lasso Scree from 3 months ago. This is so brawly. Awesome. You know, give him L. The powerful hyperharmonic beginning might sound like shades of an evocation of Amaethon, the agricultural god who energizes the planted seeds with electricity. But actually, it's more of Hydra, the deity that names a planet also, which actually fulfilled Bodhi's law very nicely, better than Sarah's even.
This person can afford cocaine.
Dude, they
not-
can either afford cocaine or they can't afford their psych meds.
Yeah.
Either way, they make schizophrenia sound like a lot of
It is
Either way, they're having a good ass time.
It is not Maldek. It was destroyed in a natural catastrophe. Anciently, one of the characteristics of the civilization was a huge use of pharmaceuticals for children, such as antidepressants. One or more of the musicians might have been with the Space Commandos in former existence, perhaps even seeing this tragedy firsthand. So really something to think about there from...
If you heard
Yeah,
a guy on the
man.
street say
Dude, I
this,
never-
you'd be sad. But since it's on YouTube, it's funny for some reason.
I mean,
It's because you can't hear the tone of pain and
Yeah.
anguish in this man's voice.
he gets
typing all this.
scratching an open wound
Yeah.
on his face.
Coltrane Taylor from a year ago. Listen, I'm tired of the Vince Neil fat jokes, okay? Vince Neil, a.k.a. Mince Meal. But I just got to add this one. He's the one they called Dr. Feedgood. He's the one that makes your meals all right. Boom.
Whoa.
Burned him. Burned
Dude,
him.
you should let him on the... do you think you could book him for
Yeah,
this?
let's message Coltrane Taylor.
I like it.
Coltrane, you might be the funniest man in America.
I don't know. This next one's pretty good.
Vince Neil, I call him number 9 meal.
Boom.
You wrote that on the way here,
Supersize.
right?
Yeah, Rivers gave me a heads up
Yeah.
on this.
Eccentric detectorist from 3 years ago. My teacher said not to smoke cigarettes. Didn't have the heart to tell her I was on coke. That rules. You're the coolest person in the world.
That guy just kept being awesome, and his life never has become.
That guy is still in 8th grade.
This next person is this is outstanding because he doesn't know what the skip button is. Trimmers USA from a month ago. Really? A 5-minute video and then we're hit with a 51-minute infomercial? You're fucking killing us.
It is true how on YouTube commercials are 5 seconds or up to 2.5 hours.
Yeah, you just sometimes like I'll be listening to music on YouTube, and then a song will start playing. It'll be like something I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
I'm like, the fuck is this? It's an ad. I was like, what the? Now I'm never even like songs I've liked that I found that way. I'm like, well, now I can't listen to it because I don't want your advertising to work.
I got 3 more. Rhonda Nolan Bryant from 6 months ago. He's the one they call a Taco Bell dog. Yeah! Hashtag don't ask. I mean, no disrespect, but this phrase has been rolling around me cabeza for 2 days. Dr. Feelgood.
Damn.
Once again, it's he's the one they call a Taco Bell dog. Yeah.
in her head, he's the one that caught the Taco Bell dog.
Yeah,
It's
she's-
hyped out, doesn't sound as good.
She's been tortured. Just imagine a woman losing her mind. He's the one that called Dr. Bell, dog. He's the one that makes you feel your hero.
Mom, please pay attention. He's the one that called Doctor.
You know what's...
Taco.
Isn't it weird that they haven't brought back the Taco Bell dog?
Why did they take it? It just died,
I
right?
think the campaign
It's
just
changed.
ended,
They just
but it's...
decided to change.
So what is
it was
the-
popular for a long time. I can't.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it racist?
Well, the guy who voiced it was his name's Carlos.
Carlos Alazraqui, yeah.
Yeah.
He's,
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I think it's above board.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I do remember that dog.
Yeah.
What did it say?
Yokiro Taco Bell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For some, I just got it confused with fucking Little Caesar. It's like, did it say Taco?
Yeah, you remember the dog? Just-
Unfortunately, Yokiro Taco Bell is the most Spanish most people in this country know. is that. And finally, VN from 10 months ago. I was with Vince Neil in 1993. Back then,
His prime.
he was so gorgeous, and we were together for a while. And I have to say that Vince treated me like I was the only woman important to him. He's the sweetest, most generous, and thoughtful guy I've ever been with. Of course, he was into the long hair and boobs, which I was lucky to have. I don't regret my time with him. You're always in my heart, Vince.
So that
Again,
means he
thinks-
did cocaine with her one night.
thinks that he's gonna read this.
Yeah, dude.
She was 14 and was hanging out with him backstage.
Yeah. I was Vince's bounce back from Claudia Schiffer.
And this was 93. Molly Crew crashed in like 87.
That's true. That's
Keep
true.
in mind.
Nirvana had been out for like 2 years at that point. That's great. I really just picked that one for the awesome phrase. He was into the long hair and the boobs, which I was lucky to have.
Dude, he's got a weird taste.
Yeah, what crazy thing to be into. Anyway, that is our jam of the day. That is Dr. Feelgood by Goddamn Motley Crue. Daniel, please tell the people where they can find you on the internet.
You can find me on Twitter at Magden Daniel. You can find me on Instagram at Daniel Magden. You can listen to my podcast, Reefer Sadness, on
Yes.
all platforms, baby.
Hell yeah. And thank you for joining us this week, man.
Of course,
it's been really
man. Thank
fun
you for having me.
doing this, man. Sam, where can people find you?
They can find me straight up on the internet.
Send them your $18.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Man, if somebody does that, oof.
Oh, no.
Gonna figure out the funniest way to buy Postmates dinner.
Yeah. We get a really funny meal.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You can find me on the internet at Dr. Feelgood.
I've
riding out prescriptions for laughter constantly.
I just figured out the funniest thing you can do with $18 is get $18 worth of food off of the Jack in the Box menu.
Dude,
all dollar menu items.
That's what I mean.
yeah, definitely not. After eating that Cane's yesterday,
Yeah, we did go to Raising Cane's.
I don't think I can eat out again.
that's what I said. I was just about to say I can't fucking imagine eating out for like a week just to like try to get all the pounds off I accrued yesterday in your car.
I'm just gonna eat Chef Boyardee spaghetti instead. But I'm like, I didn't go out, so like I'm doing good.
Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. And of course, please tweet at us at the Goods Pod if you've got any funny 7-Eleven things. We'll pick the 2 best, and I'll send you a T-shirt as well as these cards and shit like that, and the Chris Jericho book, and I'll find one other thing to throw in the other package. So.